Flying, we use the term notice to air missions, referred to as NOTAMs, to inform pilots of information essential to personnel concerned with flight operations, but not known far enough in advance to be publicized by any other means. And I rise today to make this personal point in Black history, to borrow from my experience as an aviator, to issue this NOTAM to members of this chamber and all those watching, to enjoy a little glimpse of the miracle of flight. Diversity is vital for the safety and efficiency of our aviation system. Any efforts contrary to this will harm and discourage any child who looks up in the sky and dreams of the freedom of flight. As someone who has helped build aviation infrastructure to enhance flight safety for the FAA, I wanted to stress the importance of aviation for our Commonwealth. Each runway at our 65 airports across the Commonwealth is responsible for well more than $7.7 billion in wages to put food on the table for our constituents, generating economic activity of more than $23 billion. Those numbers have grown since last recorded more than half a decade ago. But it's not just about economics. But while we sit here in this session, as many as 48 flights will arrive at Richmond International Airport carrying organs and medical equipment for surgeries at VCU Medical Center. A medical airlift happens every week in my district, often transporting supplies to and from Norfolk to Southwest Virginia. And while aviation struggles with an astronomical shortage of workers, from mechanics to pilots, this shortage aggravates the risk associated with flying, as the workforce struggles to do more with less, driving up cost and increasing barriers to entry. The workforce itself, it's more than 95% white male. And therefore, we can't allow racial and gendered bias in such an important industry to deny us the solution we can find when Black women are empowered to slip the surly bonds of the earth. So today, Black women comprise of only 1% of certified commercial pilots. If flying is about managing the art of the possible and lifting people up, let me take this opportunity to lift up the stories of Black women in aviation. So let's first lift up Cherry Evans, Director of Communications and Education at the Virginia Department of Aviation, who was inducted into the Virginia Aviation Hall of Fame, and also recognized for her work in and leadership by the Tuskegee Airmen. Let's lift up Katherine Johnson, a hidden figure who calculated the trajectory of Alan Shepard's first flight into space. Let's lift up Dr. Gladys Mae West, creating a system of satellite navigation that we refer to as GPS. And outside of Virginia, we find inspiration in the first Black female pilot, Bessie Coleman, who grew up on Chicago's South Side, had to raise money, move to France to get a high-paying job to enroll in flight school. We cannot forget Willa Beatrice Brown, who was an American aviator, lobbyist, teacher, civil rights activist, and the first African-American woman to earn a pilot's license in the United States. And other Black women like Lieutenant Colonel Shauna Rochelle Kimbrell, who became the first African-American female fighter pilot on the F-16 Falcon and would deploy to Japan, Turkey, and Saudi Arabia. Also, F-35 pilot Lieutenant J.G. Madeline Swegel, who specialized in tactical air support missions, who works on the front line from above, defending U.S. personnel on the ground from attacks. And even back home, we got pilots like Anna Green, who got her job in aviation, working her way up, an instructor of a flight school, commercial drone pilot, an air emergency pilot, and now a type-rated first officer on a Gulfstream 550, and so many others who defy stereotypes and relish in the freedom of flight. And so I hope that we can look to these inspirational leaders, these breakthrough women pilots, and prominent leaders in aviation aerospace, find encouragement to break down barriers ourselves, learn from history, and create a new future where we all might realize our dreams are possible. Thank you.